to be that strong. I don't know
No,
why.
yeah, I know, yeah. Because he looks like a Daddylonglegs
with jazz hands, yeah. Should we do the bar? Do you know what that's a reference to? Go on, Dragon Ball Z.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hello, and a very warm welcome back to the Gimme a Whole Year Wrestling Podcast. My name is Ant, and this is...
Ollie.
I always wonder what you're going to do. And today we are reviewing NXT episode 11 from the 28th of November 2018. Still in Birmingham. 2 great episodes, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
We've only seen the first one, and we can't wait to see the next one because the NXT UK Women's Tournament is coming to a head to crown the first women's champion, which is going to be awesome.
Which is happening next week, remember?
It's happening next week. Not on the next episode, which is already out. So if you are enjoying the podcast, please, if you give us a thumbs up, it really helps out the channel. If you subscribe, we'll get that video out to you as soon as we can after we've watched it. I'm really excited to watch that one.
Yeah, it should be good.
Really
I'm
excited.
looking forward to it.
However, this was a really good episode as well. A lot of filler stuff at the beginning, but towards the end,
Really
it
picked
was
up.
great.
Yeah.
Have we had any comments on the last video?
Yes, we have. So, our good old pal, my boy Manfred Bazarov.
Cheers, Manfred, for your constant comments. We appreciate them greatly.
Oh, he's got some really good points as well. He
And
said,
Jamil as well, who's also been commenting a lot as well, so thank you.
so Manfred said, Huxley could be a good oddball character. Makes me think of the goons from Popeye. I had to actually look up a picture of the goons because I couldn't remember. I haven't seen Popeye for years. But he's got a point. It's like the furry anklet thing.
Yeah, that's more Tyler Breeze for me.
Oh, yeah, with the like pom-pom style.
What was the old guy called? The Barbarian?
Oh, yeah. But do you know what he makes me think of? Luke Harper. You know when Luke Harper used to do that like thing? Like when he was like Luke Harper and not Harper.
Yeah.
I could see
see
Huxley doing that kind of like, and where you go like do that thing.
You're doing a Titus Worldwide thing.
No,
now,
it's very similar. Like Titus does the and then like Luke Harper would go like hands out more, and he'd
like
be like
breaststroke.
Yeah. He also said they need to do more with Connors. He's great. I think they might groom him for the title picture. I hope so. I want to see that match.
Maybe. I mean, they're sort of throwing everyone at the title picture at the minute and sort of going through them.
Pete Dunn look like $1 million.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It does. But I think he'd be great in the title picture. But I don't also want to see him damaged by it either.
Can you imagine the heat though if he like stole it somehow? It'd be nuclear. And he'd do that thing he does of like clutching the belt and be like, "It's mine." Gollum with the ring.
Back. I got the Gollum.
Yeah, that was a little bit Elmo.
The most and I'm sorry for anyone that we disturbed watching the podcast now. It's like, what the devil's going on?
If you tuned in at that point, although why you would do that because it's not live.
No.
And then he also said, do you think Webster could tone down the mod gimmick a bit? He doesn't need the helmet or the parka. The sunglasses would be enough. What do you think?
It's a really tough one. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I get the point, but also it's instantly recognisable as well because of that. So I get that his trousers, especially with the trousers being red and blue, which is quite unique anyway.
It's got like the Union Jack thing.
Is probably enough, but I do like it. And the thing that I am liking about it is, especially in that first episode where he comes out swinging his helmet.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Is that like if he's using it for something, I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like when he was swinging the helmet around, I was like, oh, this is a cool thing that I've not seen before.
And it's also because it's working with that gimmick and using the gimmick as part of the attack as well. So
I think you're right with the coat though. I don't know if
maybe too much.
I don't think the parka's necessary.
But then,
I think you'd be really hot. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you'd be super warm.
But then if he had just the helmet and no coat, would that work?
No, I suppose, like Zeke. Well, no, but I feel like it would be a bit Austin Powers, wouldn't it?
He should come out onto the runway, hold the helmet up and go, head. Is exactly what should happen.
Oh, Al Snow.
So thank you very much for all them comments. We really appreciate anyone that comments on the episode, so please let us know what you think of the episode, and disagree with us, agree with us. We're quite happy to talk about it, and that's awesome. We've also got a question at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that if you are a long time watcher. Zaya Brookside versus Millie McKenzie first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I've just lost power on my device. It's great.
It's already
fine.
gone. Are you sure?
It'll be fine.
Let's rock.
Yeah. I'll do it all from memory. It's fine. Don't
Charlie
need
Morgan
notes.
and Killer Kelly.
Yes.
Oh, man. Killer Kelly. I mean, she wasn't used in the tournament.
No.
But she was at the Birmingham shows, which surprised me a bit. Kelly's theme, though, man. Kelly.
She's
It's like
great.
Rammstein, man.
Yeah.
And I'm down for that.
I'm down with her whole thing, man.
Yeah, she's good.
She's getting the Kelly's gonna kill you chance, which I'm all for. Yeah, I'm on board with it. I don't think she's gonna be utilised for the time being.
Nope.
I don't think that.
I see why they didn't use her in the tournament in terms of, like, if you look at the sort of Final Four, especially where you've sort of had a nice heel-face dynamic with all of them.
Yeah, she wasn't
Another
gonna fit into
heel getting beat in the first round would have been... Yeah, if you'd been beat in the first round, it would have been a lot worse for her.
If you're pushing Rhea Ripley, I think, like, you don't want to be pushing...
It's more Tony Storm, because it would have been on Tony Storm's path, I think, to the...
But I mean, like, if you're pushing Rhea Ripley as the main heel in the tournament, you don't want a second big heel that you then have to, like, think about.
Well, you had Ginny, but again, 3 becomes the first round and they actually did that with Isla Dawn, which I think was a good decision, actually. Because... Yeah, I think you can save Kelly for something a little bit later on.
Isla Dawn, I think, can play the line as well. She could just swing between face and heel the whole way. Whereas I don't think Killer Kelly is in that position, really.
she's heel. She's heel. Man, I thought that about Pete Dunne when he first come in, and look at him now.
Yeah, I know.
Brookside locks Morgan into an arm lock early on. The two have a bit of fun flipping back and forth from the arm lock and trying to escape it. There's like a worm move, and then she stood on her head. Charlie Morgan, she was good. It all felt a little bit by numbers, though.
I know what you mean. There was something that bothered me about her the whole match, and I think it was just she didn't have a lot of like crowd interaction or camera interaction.
Yeah, I mean, she's young.
It felt just really disconnected. Like I don't know, it just didn't feel quite there.
No, and they were relying on her quite a lot in the match to take a lot of the heat because they didn't want to destroy Killer Kelly completely.
Yeah, totally.
After a long beatdown of Morgan, Killer Kelly gets in, and I was really quite expecting Kelly to get in and squash them at that point, and she didn't.
Yeah, she literally got taken down by
straight away by Mackenzie. Yeah, which was, and Mackenzie kept on with the offense. It really didn't work for Killer Kelly at all.
I think they're building Mackenzie. I think that might be what they're doing.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
and we
got a lot of offense in. Yeah, we do, which is a weird one. I don't know whether they'll turn her.
Like women's divisions across like NXT? There's a good example. I don't think the NXT women's division is very strong at the minute, right?
Trying to think.
Lacey Evans, Candice LeRae, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane. This feels like a bigger, like more people in it, or is that just because they
might be bringing based on Takeover? They might be bringing Io in though from.
Irish, right, and then the 4 horsewomen, so maybe not.
It might build up again. It's certainly not at the level that it was when you had Sasha, Bayley.
No, but I bring this up because I think that the women's division feels quite strong. Like
in
for NXT UK, especially to go straight
strong
into this, they've really sort of pushed from the women from the start, which is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is great. Mackenzie eventually gets a suplex on Killer Kelly and a massive spear. The spear looked awesome for Xia to get the win. I thought it was a bit of a filler match though, and I think it was probably, I don't want to sound down on the last, but like Charlie Morgan, I just think her sort of working to the next spot didn't really flow for me.
I don't know her at all. I don't know what her her kind of gimmick is even. Like, I don't know. Well, she didn't need to have a gimmick, but I don't know. It just. Yeah,
it
she
felt
just didn't
real
connect.
filler, didn't it?
Didn't connect with me, really.
The crowd were dead as well.
Yeah, crowd were dead.
There were random face chants, but that was...
Yeah, they chanted Mackenzie a bit, and then they started chanting for Bruiserweight. But I think they knew that the Pete Dunne match was coming up, and so I think
maybe
with it being in Birmingham, that was always going to be the focus. I think, and that did certainly, I think, that the crowd reaction suffered because of it.
Yeah, probably. Next up, we have Ashton Smith versus Eddie Dennis, the headmaster.
Yeah, the second headmaster.
Yeah, crowd doing the whoop thing.
Yeah, it's...
Ashton Smith comes down and he's really sort of pushing it by putting whoop, 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 like a lorry reversing.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
No, I mean,
like
I
it.
think it's just a thing, isn't it? I think like quite often the live crowd, you know, I've been at shows and got into chants I probably wouldn't have done at home.
Yeah, but Ashton Smith is really pushing it.
Yeah,
and it's going to become his gimmick if he's not careful.
I think it is. Yeah, and it's.
I think it's him that's doing it because he was doing it in Cambridge as well.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a thing that he's been doing for ages or whether it was just like a couple of one-off things.
I just don't really like it.
No, it annoyed me. The first match he did it in, it annoyed me when he did it, but I didn't mind the crowd doing it. Now I hate both.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
It's just an annoying sound. Like, yeah.
Eddie Dennis catches Smith early on as he dives to the outside and dumps him on the apron. That looks really good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be that strong. I don't know
why.
No,
yeah, I know, yeah. Because he looks like a Daddylonglegs
with jazz hands. Yeah. I could not stop thinking that all the way through that match.
Well, you know, I think we said in the last episode, like, this is going to be like Rampage 2, and it was, man.
Yeah.
Like, Ashton Smith starts doing his rock moves, he
does the rock punch, doesn't he? Where he like throws the hand
a couple
back.
Of clotheslines, which were very rock.
Like where he throws the arm over and then taps with the other one on the shoulder as he goes over. He looks very rock.
And then, you know, I mean, he might have just got on top of the turnbuckle and smell the crowd. I mean, why not? You know? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just it's too much, man, to a character that we know, and for me, way too much.
I think I think just in like physically in the body, he's got a very similar body shape. I feel like to The Rock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In that they're kind
and he's
of
now
both
got that tattoo, which is similar to the new Rock's tattoo. Yeah,
I think there is maybe a little bit of gimmick infringement going on. But,
yeah, probably.
And I still don't get it. The commentator said like he's a brawler. He describes himself as a brawler, and I was like,
"Who, Ashton Smith?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Exactly.
He's not. This is
like it was like his promo, his original promo, wasn't it? He was like, "I'm a brawler," and then it cut to a shot of him doing a backflip, and I was
like, "He's not a brawler.
Brawler?
Stay with us for a brawler in the Saxon and Connors match. I mean, there's the brawler. That was a brawl. Yeah, there's a counter where Smith reversed the move, sending Dennis into his knee with the back of his head. That looked okay. He did his leg lariat from the top rope. I want fond on it, man.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was alright. It looked kind of nice.
I think it's just the way that he has like his legs wide open, and I can't imagine it'd make for a very fetching picture.
I don't know, the slow motion replay looked alright.
Did it? Was you entertained during the slow motion?
I think Eddie Dennis took it well. It was nice actually seeing Eddie Dennis work with someone who's a bit taller, because in his last match, it was like the last episode or the episode before, you could see like, because he was working, I can't remember even who he was working with, but it was somebody a lot shorter, and he was ducking down to get on their level, which makes no sense.
Yeah, he was doing that villainous creep a lot.
Like but he'd punch over to like get the eye line.
Yeah,
and that's something I think that he didn't need to do so much. So he actually looked more imposing this time around, because he could have a straight back.
Yeah,
and
he wasn't as gangly.
Yeah,
he
wasn't as gangly.
Next stop, Driver after a 7 bridge, which is the buckle powerbomb by Dennis. I mean, his signature and finisher are really good.
Yeah,
they're two really good moves.
They play into each other well.
I didn't like the match. I don't think they had much chemistry, and I don't think that. And stuff like the Rock stuff just annoys me too much to enjoy the match.
I think my problem with the whole thing is that I was really, really excited about Eddie Dennis based on the promos, and I feel like the product with Eddie Dennis that has been delivered is not
completely different to what it sold. Yeah.
Like on the other interviews, he was very level-headed, and he was talking about how he'd missed out, and I felt
and he comes in like a bull with his bottom lip,
and he goes like in the ring, and he cankles around it, but he's not targeting the people that he's been talking about in his promos.
No,
he's come out and he's just like, I want to crush small people.
And, maybe.
I just don't get it. I feel like it's a complete shift in character. I don't know, like, I was expecting like a very calculated, like,
tactician.
Even a tweener. Do you know what I mean? Like
maybe
someone, like, who is doing bad things, but he's got really good reason.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it would have worked better, and we're just getting a wrestler that
spider, like Daddylonglegs with like hyper aggression.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
That's Akira Tozawa. Then we get a preview to the next match, which is Huxley versus Connors. Did you notice on the pack? It was like a little, where they bring up the faces and all that. when they showed Saxon Huxley, massive smile on his face. Like,
oh, right. Oh, yeah, like, I'm a face
smiley
now.
Jesus. It was great.
I'm not hyper-aggressive anymore.
So the next match was Saxon Huxley versus Joseph Connors. Huxley goes straight into the match with multiple punches. It felt like the two of these were really going at it from the start. And even the wrestling, it wasn't very move heavy. No. It felt like each section between the moves was getting this brawl that felt like a brawl. Yeah. And I think that's why the match worked for me. I quite enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
Comparing it to the last match is difficult because the last match was brilliant, but it was a good match. There's chants of Judas, Hallelujah, Let's Go Jesus, Jesus sucks, which is great. The cameras were shaking whilst Connors was hitting him in the corner,
which makes like zero sense on so many levels. Like,
what are you doing?
And the thing was though, like the commentator brought attention to it, which is like super annoying because like,
but then
explain the physics of that to me. There's two guys in the ring and one of them's hitting the other one, like everything. They're not touching the cameraman, but for some reason he's shaking. So you're telling me that his strikes to the back are so powerful that the vibrations go down through his body.
It's a shockwave,
through his body. Yeah. Into the ropes, into the turnbuckle, through the rest of the ring, into the floor, along the floor, up into the cameraman's legs and up into his hands to make it shake. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I have no problem with it. Don't mention it on commentary though. Don't point it out on commentary.
Yeah, fine.
Especially when they mention it on commentary during a spot where Connors stops and the cameraman preempts the next punch and we get a little shake.
I get that.
Don't mention it during that one time, dude.
Do it through Dave Mastiff's entrance. Do it when Dave Mastiff hits a diving sent on into the corner.
We don't need it for punches.
Don't do it when Connors
I know, I get what you're saying.
Someone on the back.
Lots of punches, occasionally a big move thrown in like a suplex or a crucifix. Crucifix powerbomb, shouldn't it? But it felt rough.
Yeah.
A split lip by the end of Connors shows the sort of roughness of the match, I think. Connors wins with a face driver. It's a bit like he sort of lifts him up. He's mounting. Jesus is mounting Connors, and then he sort of DDTs him.
Yeah, like it's like
back.
I don't know what it's.
It was cool.
It's a good move.
It worked. It looks violent, and he sort of move on the head.
It works on taller opponents as well, which is smart.
Yeah,
because it actually them being taller is detrimental to them with that because they've got more height to fall.
And it doesn't take a lot for Connors to have to deliver it. You know, it takes him to hold the person up and then fall back. I enjoyed the match. It felt rough.
It was messy, but in a good way.
Yeah,
it was messy and like these two guys just wanted to beat the hell out of each other, which was cool.
Which was very cool.
Yeah.
So before we get on to the final match, which is a great match, so I can't wait to talk about it. I love talking about a good match. We get a video package showing Toni Storm showing her win at the Mae Young Classic. Has been working for 9 years to get there. A really good video package, like just showing her career, but also well edited in terms of it was colourful, it was happy, it was friendly. Then a few minutes later we get the Rhea Ripley video package, which was a real nice contrast in the editing, showing really hard hitting as opposed to Toni's fun style. And Toni Storm is going to be another victim to be ripped apart.
Yeah,
it's really building up that excitement for I hope it won't let down. It's Toni Storm.
I think it'll be a really good match.
It will be.
Rhea Ripley's great,
and they know that it's a big match.
Yeah, they'll give it time as well.
A bit like Storm and Io Shirai at Evolution. It was a great match, really good match. So next match we have a UK Championship match with Jordan Devlin versus Pete Dunn.
So we had another comment from Manfred Bazarov.
And
I had it written
on
down
the iPad,
and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it off the top
because
I remember what you
listened
said.
And cared.
I remember what you said.
Was it a good point?
Yeah, he was talking about Finn Balor.
Yeah. What when we mentioned Devlin?
Yeah,
seriously.
I know. So actually, I was running the Balor count during this match. 0 Finn Balor's I counted, but I was really into the match, so I might have missed one. But I'm sure they didn't even mention him once.
That's
the
great.
Crowd did, but he didn't.
No, yeah, I agree.
So sorry, Manfred said that they need to move away from Balor because Devlin is good enough to stand on his own.
He is,
which I absolutely agree with. But that he should. The point which I think was probably a really good point was that they need to change his look because he does look like
similar, like Balor with
hair's very similar.
Yeah.
The attire,
it will
not super similar.
I mean, at the minute, it feels like if you was to get 2K19 out and put it on big head mode and play as Finn Balor, you would instantly have a character.
Devlin, yeah.
He does have a really big head.
He does, which played really well into the match actually,
especially
he
during
used
a headbutt.
it. Yeah,
he used his massive head against
massive headbutt. Yeah, no, it was great. It was really good.
No, I agree completely with my friend. I think they can do something completely different with Devlin, and they need to. Even if he just grows his hair out, I think that'd be the start.
Grows his hair out. Maybe just like edits his attire. Maybe starts wearing tights rather than the shorts. Do you know what I mean?
Something slightly
just
different.
to like disassociate. Do you know what I mean? Because the crowd were, I think, chanting "discount Balor" or something like that.
Yeah,
which is, to be honest with you,
we do it.
We would because we want to hate him, but he's so good that he doesn't deserve to be.
You say
in the
that he's so
shadow of
good.
Balor.
I've not thought I think he's been okay at times, but there's been some of his matches I've been real disappointed in. I think he was against Ashton Smith earlier on. I was really disappointed in that match and stuff like that. This match, he was outstanding. He was really showed his style here.
I think he's been getting, or maybe not that he's been getting better, but his matches have been improving week to week through NXT UK.
I'd agree.
I think, like, for example, Ligero match was really good.
Yeah.
And I think he's shown elements of promise. Like if you went back to his Sid Scala match and said to me, do you think he should be facing Pete Dunne for the title? I'd be
probably went,
nah.
Yeah.
I can think of other people. But actually, after watching him against Ligero, I was all ready for it. So
I agree.
I think he's amazing.
I thought this was actually better than the Ligero match as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not mental.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're enjoying it, before we go into the match, if you're enjoying this, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out. Just let us know that you're enjoying it, or hit us up over on Facebook or Twitter. It really helps us out. Check out our other playlist, which is Wrestling Rewind, where me and Dom look at... What was that?
I'm pointing over towards the playlist. I think it's on that side, isn't it?
Oh, no, I don't know. I'm just... Oh, yeah, it probably is.
I think it's there.
But then maybe the video's reversed.
So it might be that way.
But
is it there? Should we do the bar? Do you know what that's a reference to?
Go on.
Dragon Ball Z.
Is it?
Yeah, they do.
So
there's a
sad.
fusion heart.
I don't know Dragon Ball Z.
It's a good show.
You mentioned Eddie Dennis's dragon.
Yes,
looks
his tattoo looks like a red version of, and I can't remember the dragon's name.
You
from
call
Dragon Ball
yourself
Z.
a Dragon Ball Z fan.
But it looks like a red version of it, and I think it might be a reference to obviously the red dragon of Wales.
Yeah, probably.
And then, turned into that kind of Dragon Ball Z. It
Z.
looks really like it, at least on the screen it does.
Cool. Dragon Ball Z tattoo. You rock.
Yeah. If that's what it is.
Devlin comes out of the initial attack from Dunn with an awesome elbow, which looked really rough, right? So this is what I really enjoyed about the match. The first part of the match, I was enjoying this roughness that the two of them had. I didn't know if I was watching a shoot fight at times. Like, this elbow looked like it destroyed Dunn, and then Dunn gets him back later on with a lariat.
Really in the back.
Oh, he did, man.
Well, it looked like he did anyway.
He did a lariat, which looked rough. Now, this is the first time we've seen Dunn in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time he's come out to his hometown crowd, and I don't know. I'm guessing that him and Devlin said, "Look, we'll go at it tonight.
Yeah.
We'll really go at it. I want to give them."
Boy, did they!
They really did.
I mean, that's the thing about that's just how good Dunn is.
Yes.
And actually, to be fair, Devlin more than held his own in there.
He did.
Big head Finn Balor. They're so good that you wouldn't been able to tell if it was a really good match or a shoot fight.
No,
you know what I mean?
And that's the magic of it, man.
Yeah,
that's why you get into the match so quick when something like that.
How many times, when we were watching it, was oh,
yeah.
And that it's good when it makes you react that way. It's like when he starts setting people up for that thing where he stamps on their elbow. We
love that. We love that.
It's great. It's so good.
The backstabber from the second rope, that looked really rough. Again, it looked like he was proper driving it in as opposed to a bouncy sort of Sasha Banks backstabber type thing. Dunn starts no-selling the elbows. So this is why, again, I was like, are they actually... Because he looks like he's going... Come on. Before delivering a fist back. It was great. And Devlin really worked with it as well. Yeah. Then we get a bit of flippy Dunn, which is good. I like flippy Dunn. Young Bucks Dunn.
Flippy Dunn. Yeah. Really
diving
good.
over him on the turnbuckle, diving over him a few times. It was cool. There was a sweet German to boot as well.
Yeah, it was like cool. A off the ropes German, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I can't think what
it
that
was,
like a rebound.
Yeah, when they're trying it, yeah. When Devlin's on the floor, he's going, no more, and Pete Dunne delivers the best kick, which again,
kicks his head off.
It gets you into the match. Now, as we've watched quite a bit of wrestling, I'd say. You know,
quite a bit,
and when you're watching something and you're going, "Is this real?" I tell you what, it's like on main roster is similar to Ronda Rousey. When you watch Ronda Rousey fight and you go, "Oh, did that actually?
Really,
was that actually? Yeah."
Because when she yanks the arm to do the judo throws, it looks nasty. I mean, I'm sure it's not, but
ask Alexa Bliss and her concussions.
Well, yeah,
but that's engaging.
Yeah,
you know, and it's great, and it might have all just been a work. We might have just been sucker punched.
Yeah, maybe.
Spanish Fly by Devlin looks great. So this is the first of a couple of Spanish Flies.
Yeah.
I love a Spanish Fly. Looks great. Dunn ends up with him in a crossface, basically, from the Spanish Fly, which was great. Then we get a Spanish Fly, the second one of the match, off the ring steps.
Yeah.
Wow. Looked great.
There was
everyone standing up.
Holy excrement.
Yeah, there was that chant. There was British wrestling.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
This is wrestling as well.
The Spanish Fly off the ring steps is a little risky, but you pull it off, man, and
looks good.
It looks good.
And Dunn did such a good job of selling the back injury all the way through. I don't know if he just really did hurt his back, but he did a really good job. He could like there was points where you were expecting them both to get up when they got into the ring, but actually Dunn just physically couldn't.
No.
And it was nice to see him kind of because quite often with these things you see the big move on the outside, they both roll in and then they do the face-to-face thing and then they both get up and you go okay, and then they have a slug
on the 8 they get up
and it could become a little bit predictable, but Dunn kind of started getting up and then went, oh no, actually he's done my back in
I'm just gonna have a few seconds,
and then lured him in with some pulled him down with the hands and said Dunn is just
really
so
good. He's damn good.
So good. Damn good. He tells a different
great story every
time.
And that's what's amazing. Even using the same sort of moves at times as well. It always feels rough and ready. Reverse Hurricanrana by Devlin looked like it could have ended the match. It was that good.
Yeah. We had a bit of a debate of what it was because the commentary said Reverse Hurricanrana, but I think it was. I think it's I forgot what I think it's a Frankensteiner, yeah.
I thought Frankensteiner was where you get up on the back and then spin yourself on the shoulders and then go down.
Don't know. Maybe.
Okay, maybe not. Pete Dunne hits the bitter end, but that much is taken out of him that he can't reach over for the pin. Again, it's not something we see.
Yeah, he's holding his back, and you can see he's really starting the back, and he rolls over to try and make it, and as he rolls, Devlin just rolls onto his front, and
which was great. And it's that thing of instead of going for the near miss 2 count, we're going to do something different, which is great.
Shows the ring
he
awareness.
Didn't kick out of the bitter end, but he's probably one of the first to get away from the bitter end.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, wow. Then we get a third Spanish Fly, this time from the top of the turnbuckle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was a thing of beauty as well. The height they got on it as well.
And it's great to see that same move in 3 different positions. From the first one, I wrote it down because it looked great.
Yeah.
I love a Spanish Fly. Then you show us it again and again and take it up a level each time, and that's great storytelling.
You said actually after the first one, I remember you saying when we watched it, you said, I hope they do another one. I hope they do another Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope they do. And then they ended up making a big point of it all the way through the match.
It was great. Devlin
really
takes out Dunn's mouth guard and delivers a super kick. Again, Dunn's force field mouth guard.
Yeah, we had there was some amazing chants at that point as well.
Oh, eat it.
He took it out and was looking at it and everyone, eat it. What? There was somebody who kept chanting, come on, Peter! But just one dude, just shouting really loud. Peter. I just thought.
What was the other one that someone chanted?
Oh, it was earlier on. It was earlier on in the episode. It was a Saxon Huxley match, and they did the Tarzan call.
Yeah, and it's how can anyone else join in with that?
Just sounds like noise. If
it does, it does. Devlin, so he takes out Dunn's mouth guard and delivers a super kick. His force field mouth guard, whatever. It's cool. Devlin goes for a moonsault, but Pete Dunne catches him into his armbar. Devlin makes it to the rope. This is really good. Dunn pulls him right back.
Which I'm not sure is legal. Is it?
But
I don't know if you're allowed to just go.
But he didn't go into the same move, did he?
I guess not.
For a second,
Maybe
he might have done. Yeah. So he pulls him back in.
I feel like there has to be a separation if you're still. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I'm sure one of the
there should
rules
be a separation. Probably
is that like if they make it to the ropes, you've got to physically separate.
Then maybe Devlin shouldn't have touched the rope. Maybe that wasn't intended. But or
just Pete Dunn.
Talking about separating, Pete Dunn separates Devlin's fingers from his hands. And we get a submission from it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Straight away as well, just taps.
This is so good. Yeah. I mean, it makes Pete Dunne look amazing. It makes that move feel massive. Yeah. I don't know if you saw him. Did you see any of Raw this week? It was awful. There's the review.
Isn't that just Raw every week?
But there was Seth Rollins beat with that reverse Falcon Arrow.
Oh yeah, the suplex into the Falcon Arrow.
He won with that, he never wins with that. And it's the same with Pete Dunne, and I only bring it up because of this. Like, Pete Dunne rarely wins with a finger cracking, but if you give him that occasional win with it, then it makes it feel dangerous each time. Yeah. And that was great.
I think he tapped Danny Burch to it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Did he? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
And I like that because it's such a iconic thing of his as well.
Yes.
That I feel like it's being utilised really well at the moment.
It is.
And it looks nasty.
It does, man.
And the fact that people don't... Because, you see matches where, John Cena puts someone in the SDF and they're there lying on the floor for about 20 minutes before they finally tap out. It's nice to just see, he just goes, snap, grab, and you just go, that hurts so much that he's just, straight away.
It's that Hogan thing, man. There was so many times when Hogan, the kick out after the pin and that sort of stuff. No, just give us the tap straight away. There's a lot of females that don't do it actually very well, where they'll hold on for way too long in the main roster in WWF. And you're like, look, it's a Becky Lynch armbar. Just tap. Yeah. Right? You're going to tap, right? Let's sell the move as devastating. Yeah. And I think the total too for Ronda, because Ronda.
Because it's Ronda.
I really enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
I thought it was a really great episode. Should we go to our ratings before the question to our viewers?
Sure, yeah.
Rating for the... not pay-per-view?
The episode. Okay, so 2. 2? Yeah.
Cool.
I really liked the Devlin Pete Dunne match.
Yes, same here.
The rest of the episode I wasn't actually fussed on really.
The first half of the episode was really throwaway.
Saxon Huxley, Joseph Connors was fine.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
But it wasn't great.
No. Moving things in the right direction.
I'm going to change my mind. 2.5.
Oh, dude, I've written down 2.5. Yeah, it's one of them things where it is such a good match that it saves the entire episode.
The episode.
And I thought the Saxon Huxley match was just fine.
Yeah.
Everything else was sort of wash.
That's fair enough.
The best performer?
Pete Dunne. Well, you're going to say Devlin, aren't you?
I might say Devlin. Them Spanish Flies were awesome.
They were really good.
But that ring storytelling of Pete Dunne.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't think there can be an episode of NXT UK where I don't give it to Pete Dunne because he's just.
Well, there is. There's several where he's not on. But
yeah. I don't know. There's a few episodes of NXT UK where I would have given it to him anyway.
Cool. So there's no doubt in what your best match is, which is Pete Dunne and Devlin, which is exactly the same for me, of course. Yeah. So the question that I'd like to ask for people that have stuck around to the end, which we really appreciate that, thank you so much, is Ollie is going away in January. So we want to know sort of how you see the format of the show continuing, because I do want to make sure that we get content to you. Or would you rather, in the sort of month and a half that Ollie's away, that we save all the episodes and come back and do one sort of massive recap? Or would you like me to sit down with Ollie's sort of views? Ollie's also going to try and look at Skyping, but we don't know how that's going to work. But any of your sort of feedback on how you'd like the format of the show to be when we can't just get together quite as easily as we are doing now, I'd be grateful and appreciate it. It'd be great to hear what you want to see, basically.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it by myself.
No, I'd like to continue doing. I think we look into doing it in some kind of video conference. There might be something better than Skype, but a video conference call kind of thing.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want.
Because I want to keep doing the episodes because I'm really enjoying doing them.
And when you get back, it'll just roll straight through. Man, we're going to miss it. Oh, that's the other big news. We need to mention that at the start of the next episode, actually, because that is that big that it should be mentioned. As NXT UK Takeover is coming to Blackpool, England in January. So head on over, get your tickets if you can make it. I don't think I'm going to be going to it because I don't drive and it's a little bit difficult, and you are thousands of miles away.
So I won't be there.
So
I'll make a surprise appearance.
But I can't wait for the takeover. I think it's going to really show us how serious WWE are about.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to compare it to like a normal takeover. Because if you look at like Takeover War Games 2,
it was amazing.
Probably my favourite NXT takeover. I thought it was absolutely incredible.
It was alright.
Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano might be up there in my top 5 favourite matches of all time.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, really good.
Cool.
So
I think I preferred the Ciampa and Velveteen Dream match.
Did you?
Yeah, I loved it, man.
I thought it was great.
The Hogan stuff, man. I loved it.
The Hogan stuff was fun.
Great. Yeah, no, cool. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hit over on Facebook, buy a t-shirt off Redbubble, and keep it gay.